What's up guys, Drew here. Welcome back to Starting Out Solitary. It is week 264 and the topic for this week is shamanism. I have lots of thoughts on this topic. I do not profess to be an expert or authority on the topic at all, though I do believe that my path at its core could be described as shamanic. That is definitely the word I would use to describe it prior October of 2019. And it's still there, but my path has shifted and changed drastically. My personal thoughts on shamanism is that it is this connection with spirit that not only affords the individual the opportunity to do great things in their life, but it requires it. I'm not saying that you can't choose to be shaman and walk a shamanic path. You absolutely can. But when shamanism is gifted to an individual, they don't have a choice. My experience personally, which led to research that confirmed, is that if you are gifted this connection, that if you do not act upon it in some way, it doesn't have to be some huge grand thing to save the world. It has to be at least in your own personal life. If you do not work on that, work with that, develop that, you will be ill. You will get ill, you will stay ill. Part of the shamanic path is healing of the self in order to be able to heal others. Another part in my experience and research of the shamanic path is being able to help those who are dying make the transition from this life to the next. A shaman can hurt or heal. There are many ways to, again, you can choose to walk that path. In some traditions, if you will, the gift, as it were, is passed from a grandparent to a grandchild or something of that nature, passed from one to another. In other traditions, the individual will become very ill, and then when they come out of their illness, they're behaving in a way that those around them know to watch and see if they have a mental illness or if they are shaman and act accordingly. There are various rites of initiation that can lead into the shamanic path. There's a lot. And again, it's going to depend. I would say this term shamanism, the way it's used today and the way that I am using it, is this sort of vague blanket term that can be used to describe mystical, magical, healing practices from various cultures around the world that share a similarity, and there's a common thread between them, even though they can vary widely in how they manifest and how they're practiced. I feel that personally, shamanism it's a spiritual thing, but it's also physical in that it is in the cells of the body. It is in the DNA, the molecules, the chemicals, like DMT, like it is all in the human body, and it can be the information, the guidance, the wisdom, the abilities can be accessed as a result. I have lots and lots of thoughts on shamanism, and they can get quite complicated and convoluted because, again, this, to me, the way I use this term is sort of a blanket term. There are a lot of things that we could be talking about that could fit sort of, it's kind of like the psychic umbrella. There are a lot of different things that can fit under that umbrella. To me, there are a lot of practices and traditions and behaviors and just what have you that can fall under the umbrella of shamanism. But just to reiterate, essentially, I feel like it is a mystical connection to spirit that manifests in an individual for great manifestation, healing, transformation, just all kinds of wonderful things can come out of that connection and the practices that might follow. Hopefully that made some sort of sense. Okay, I'm done. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, much love and gratitude.